Lo que buscamos es
What we
que
are trying to achieve is that the citizens, including rural populations, have a basic understanding as well as necessary capacities to influence decision-making in their favor. In other words, that a farmer can go to the municipality and demand that his irrigation project, improved camelid breeding, or diversification of crops project is prioritized in the participatory budget of the municipality. To achieve this goal, we do capacity building, disseminate information, as well as provide technical assistance and advice so that the farmers have enough autonomy and capacity to follow through their climate change adaptation projects.
The purpose of the visit to the community center in Sosaya was to meet officials from different levels to understand how they elaborate development plans. And the second objective is to understand the climate change strategy development within the regional province and how it will then help the district level as well as the communities.
Pues nosotros hemos empezado a hacer una estrategia donde hemos puesto como principal agente de desarrollo al ser humano.
The strategy was elaborated based on the idea that the main agent of change is the human being. The strategy was developed based on consultations on 3 levels. First, through thematic roundtables bringing together institutions. Second, through territorial consultations or meetings in all provinces of the region. And third, a recompilation of all studies conducted on climate change. These 3 levels of input were systematized, providing the following output: 67 regional strategies, of which 10 were prioritized for implementation. So how do the strategies relate to, or actually get to, the communities and the citizens of the regions? The regional strategies foresee 2 levels of intervention. A regional one, in other words, what has to be done by the regional authorities, and a second one which is at the local level, or what the municipalities and local populations are asked to do.
¿Qué cambio climático necesitaban? Mana quinoa, huiñapuncho, ni cañiwa, porque chiripe.
Due to climate change, and given the fact that we live at an altitude of over 4,000 meters above sea level, the type of food we produce is changing. For example, due to climate change, the production of quinoa and cañiwa is slowly diminishing. We don't use chemical products, and consequently more new types of illness arise, such as the wigwam or the new types of worms, etc. These illnesses damage our production or even destroy it completely. For this reason, we can no longer produce quinoa. Now we have problems with our sheep. Before we had many sheep, but this is no longer the case. We don't even keep many alpacas anymore either. Due to pollution or climate change, a new illness called calutaka has destroyed our sheep and llamas. For this reason, we now try to gain access to vaccines which increase the resilience of our animals. On the other hand, we are well organized and we share our knowledge and exchange our problems. Together we prioritize which problem we want to tackle first. One problem that is being discussed a lot and has high priority is that of water scarcity and the related problem of quality of our soil. We also try to ensure that the national plan benefits us, and we have reached out to the municipality as well as other institutions such as the regional government. We tell them what our problems are. After a year, we have another meeting to find out what measures were taken in our favor and which ones weren't. We always receive institutions that are willing to help us with open arms, like the PACC. The PACC helped us to make a development plan for our community. It gives us information on climate change and how we can adapt to it. I would hereby like to express my thanks to the PACC.
Entonces nosotros tenemos un gran reto para poder transversalizar a través del tema de la educación, a través del tema de dictar leyes.
Our main challenge in mainstreaming climate change is understanding and acting on it. Through education, creating incentives for our politicians at all levels, and passing relevant laws reflecting the importance of climate change adaptation. We need actions that help solve practical problems, such as water cycle management specific to the high Andes, water harvesting, economic water use in irrigation and human consumption, for example, ensuring that water is not wasted because of bad construction or through misuse of public fountains. In conclusion, the message is that work is in progress, but we still have a long way to go. Always keeping in mind that climate change is not a local or regional problem or that of one country, but a global one.
El problema no solamente es local, ni regional, ni de un país, sino es un problema, mundial.
Yeah, it's true that it's certainly not easy to connect, but what I first wanted to say is that it was quite impressive to see these three levels talking the same language. I think the project have done a lot of bringing these people together, and this strengthening of governments is really key for the future and the future challenge coming for climate change. And it's true that from a project perspective, the more you go up the policy ladder, the more it's difficult to have an impact. And here we have seen up to the regional, and I think there is a link with the national. But then how you can link that to UNFCCC, it's actually through the Peru country. Because if Peru sees that these are good experiences and they want to bring that up to the UNFCCC level, that's what it should be done. And it had started actually with Peru, which is maybe one of the first countries for SDC, where some of our projects had an impact already at what Peru is saying at UNFCCC level.
Kawan sempurna kan baca, kisah lawatan